Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited today because I'm going to be taking part in the All About My Eyeshadow Palettes tag, which I think started on TikTok between Allie, Glines and Samantha March, and they tagged each other in this challenge, and there's 13 questions or statements that you have to kind of attach an eyeshadow palette to. So I'm going to give it a go today and just basically show you what some of my favourite palettes are and why. There's so many to choose from, it's really hard to narrow it down, but I think I did. So there's 13 palettes. I think I repeat maybe 2 palettes, but let's get going. Okay, so the first one is show your newest palette. So my newest palette, it's not really a new palette, but it's new to me, is the Naked Reloaded palette. This product was given to me for a show by a friend, and it's got some beautiful colors in it, and I really do enjoy it, and I did use it on that show. I loved the peaches and the browns. I just thought they were really pretty. So that was my newest palette. Show your oldest palette. All right, this one, the lid doesn't even fit on anymore. So this is a MAC palette, and it was called Notoriety. I probably have to take that off so you can see the colors inside. Now this is my oldest palette that I actually have still, but I definitely remember purchasing, there was a brand in the UK called Bourjois, I think it was, and that would be one of my oldest eyeshadows that I purchased, but I don't actually own those anymore. So this, since I've been in North America, this palette would be my oldest palette. My most expensive palette is probably this guy, the Pat McGrath Subliminal Platinum Bronze. I haven't actually used it yet. It's this guy right here. It looks beautiful. I am going to do a video based on this palette at some point. I think it retailed about $90 Canadian, and there's only 6 shadows in there, so that is quite a lot, but the quality of these products is phenomenal, so I don't mind paying, and the packaging is beautiful. Right, next one, most affordable palette. Okay, where is it? All right, so we in the film industry, we do a lot of background, and a lot of the time we don't want to always use our most expensive products, so this line, the payoff of the shadows is really awesome. It's called the Balm, and this is my Neat Matte Trimony palette, and we use a lot of matte colors on background, just to make them kind of make them blend into the crowd, and if it's a non-specific kind of background where they don't have to look a certain way except normal, I tend to pick my matte shadows. So this one is probably one of my most inexpensive, and you can buy this at the drugstore. Okay, so the next one was show your everyday palette. So I thought about this really more in regards to me, what my everyday palette is, and it's this little guy right here. This brand is Viseart, or Viseart, some people say, and you just pull up the flap here, and then you've got these beautiful colors here, and I use this. If this was with me every day for the next 365 days, I would use this palette every day. It has a little bit of everything I need. I obviously use a lot of that color, a lot of this color, and a lot of the brown, and then if you want something special, you can add in these 2 other colors, which are a bit sparkly, and then if you want a super deep smoky eye, you can go with the really dark brown. So I love this one. I wear this one a lot. Okay, number 6, show your most colourful palette. I couldn't find this earlier, and I nearly had a meltdown because it's pretty colourful. This is the Prime Beauty Island Cow palette. Has anybody seen this one? I'm sure you have. Now, I recently wrapped a television show last year, and we had tons of super colourful makeups, and I used this palette a lot because the payoff was really good. I think I used these pinky purple ones quite a lot. They were just so beautiful. The sparkles really show up, and it's just a gorgeous palette, and I actually didn't touch the surface of it too much. There's a bunch of colours that I haven't used yet, so I can't wait to have the opportunity to try those ones too. So that was the Island Gal Prime Beauty. It's a great palette. Great palette. Okay, so 7 smallest palette. Oh, that was my Viseart again. That was my double. That was this guy. It is a little palette. It's got 6 shadows in it though. And you know, they're small, those shadows in there, but I've had this palette for about 3 years, and you know, I've obviously used that colour a ton, but I've used this brown a ton too, and it's only really just started to show through to the bottom. So even though the pans are quite small on the in this palette, this product lasts for a very long time, and you don't get any fallout with these products as well, which is another reason I love it. Okay, so that was smallest. So 8, my biggest palette. Now I was lucky enough to be gifted this beast for a show I worked on. Now this brand is called Glow Skin Beauty. I don't know if you can read that right there. Glow Skin Beauty, you can purchase it online, and I'm pretty sure you can buy all these colours individually, but they gave me this palette, and I'll open it up and I'll show it to you. It's a beast. Okay, it's got some beautiful matte shades in it, some beautiful metallics. I really love this palette. I could probably just take this, like if you were doing weddings, for instance, if you're a wedding makeup artist, you could just take this with you, and you'd never need any other eyeshadow, I don't think. Brilliant. It's a beast. So that is my biggest. Okay, what's next? Number 9, your palette with the best memory. So I'm going to pick this Dior palette 001 Warm Neutrals. Now, I mean, a lot of the time I attach makeup products to a show I've worked on in terms of a memory, and this one, I worked on a show called Harry and Meghan Becoming Royal, which was about the royal family in England and about their journey to getting married and having a baby. And anyway, this was the palette that I researched that came up the most that Meghan Markle uses, supposedly, and we used this on our lead actress for that, and I just had such a great time with her. So whenever I think about this palette, always reminds me of that experience that I had, so I'm grateful for that. Okay, number 10, a palette that was worth the hype. Oh, I know, where is it? This one, the lid doesn't work on this either because I've used it so many times. This again is a Viseart palette. Now this is 01 Natural Matte. Let me take the lid off there. These are all matte colours. And this is kind of like the makeup artist's right-hand man, especially in the film industry. I could use this on myself if I wanted to, but I could do probably every female's makeup an entire show with this palette. I don't think that is pushing it. I think that's true, and I think a lot of makeup artists would agree with me. It's such good payoff, no fallout, it lasts all day. Yeah, it's brilliant. When I was told to purchase this when I first started, I didn't really believe that it was as good as it actually is, but it is. Okay, so number 11, what palette wasn't worth the hype? What palette wasn't worth the hype? Okay, what palette for me wasn't worth the hype? I love Urban Decay, absolutely love them. Naked Too Basic is the one I'm going to choose, and I don't not like it. I just didn't really get that inspired by it. And actually, I think this would be really good to do brows with, but I just didn't get that inspired as an eyeshadow palette. But I'm not going to sit here and slag off Urban Decay because I think they're amazing. Alright, on to the next one. So 12, favourite palette from a favourite brand. Okay, I love NARS. I love their skincare. I love their foundations, I love the concealer, everything about NARS. And then there's this beast, which I really do enjoy. Oh, number 1, it's sparkly on the outside, which is great. Number 2, it's really sparkly on the inside. And I don't wear sparkles all that often, but I'm like a magpie. I can't not. I mean, look at that, gorgeous. I always bash this one out at Christmas or whenever I feel the need for anything sparkly, so that is a favourite of mine. Okay, and then number 13 was the most used palette. I'm going to go back to Viseart again, guys, but this is a different one. This is the 04 Dark Matte. So you can do any kind of smoky eye with this bad boy. Any kind of dark, deep, rich, smoky eye. This is the one you want. Beautiful colours, beautiful payoff. Like I said before, it doesn't go all over your face. It blends really, really well. I think Viseart is like a brand favourite for me. Okay, so that's kind of it. That's my top palette picks, I suppose. I hope you've maybe seen some in my list that you haven't seen before. That would be awesome. If you've liked this, please subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram. I am the Lipstick Legend, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.